Welcome to an episode of Haleigh Daily. Will it be daily? Only time will tell. I'm your host, Haleigh Overseth of Franki's Podcast Network, and I'm being joined by my good friend Alicia Maximo of Venora. Hi there, Alicia. Thanks for
Hello,
joining me.
girly. Of course, of course. Thank you for having me on the first episode of the Haley Daily Show, part of Frankie's Podcast Network. This is so exciting because Haley, you
You
just
know,
have so many amazing ideas. So I'm excited to dive in. What you got for us today, Haley Daily?
listen, sis, I have been waiting to be hired by a think tank for years because my brain just comes up with silliness all day, every day, right? And I have all the stories in the world that I want to have animated. For example, I think I've told you a little bit about this, how I sometimes have thoughts about how close are we to the timeline where animals start to expect food preparation things, right? Because for example, Lucy, my dog, you're well aware, you've been in meetings when I've been cooking a pizza when we're just hanging out and getting some stuff done. She knows that pizza is coming and she wants some of that pizza, right? How far away are we from where otters start wanting to have lemon juice on their oysters that they're cracking open? This is what I want to know.
Well, I would say we're probably pretty close to that. Animals are getting advanced, but also the technology to communicate with animals are really advanced. There is an app out there.
Girl,
I do
no,
have
talk
to
at me more about that.
Yeah, there's an app out there where now that like you press a button and it does a barking tone to communicate with the dog, but when you click the button, you say it in English, right? In our tone of voice, and then it communicates and translates and barking tone, and the dog responds to the phone as far as like he understands what you're saying, but in his language, in doggy language. So we are getting
Sorry,
very close.
we have translators now to help humans talk to their pets. This is amazing. How do you
Yes.
talk? How do you speak cat?
Meow.
I love that so much. Okay, because I know of the little pad things they have for dogs where they can push the buttons that say the words.
Right. And
I've
communicate
seen,
that way, yeah.
but I had no idea they were trying to do translator. Does this mean we could go out on some kind of could we go to just on a safari or something and talk to giraffes? Could we do that? Can we get to that? Oh, that's like the video I sent you on Instagram. This is why it's a Haleigh Daily, because guys, this is stream of consciousness. You better be able to buckle up, strap in, and be ready for the ride because we're gonna be all over the place. Get ready. I sent
That's right, girl.
I sent you that thing on Instagram of that guy who made an AI device to talk to trees. You know how people have the mushroom music or the plant stuff where they
Yeah.
put little diodes. I don't know how it works, but this guy has the same thing where you can talk to trees and ask and it's not connected to the internet. Explain to me how this works. Do you understand how that works? It's not connected to the internet. It's all on an AI system that is built into a little, it looks like a little chunky laptop thing, but
Hmm.
it's integrated with an AI chatbot or something. I don't really know, but
Mhm.
so that it can translate the tree vibrations into English words back.
Right.
And they're talking to this tree, and this tree is saying how this tree knows that there's less trees on the planet. And it feels
What?
yeah, and it's I used to have a lot more tree friends to talk to, basically, but I don't
Right.
have as many tree friends. So
That
this
much.
tree, does that break your brain a little bit that a
That's
tree in
like,
Ireland is
yeah,
I'm
I'm just
losing my
trying to
tree
figure
friend?
out I'm just trying to figure out how the tree is able to communicate back because I get the other side of the concept with AI because you just have to download, I would say, the sound frequency or the speech frequency of the tree. So the AI can, I guess it can do that now. But how are they able to get the tree on the other side to respond in that similar frequency and
Ooh,
understanding what the tree's saying? Because, like
well,
with
see, I
nature, right? All sound
yeah.
frequency, trees, plants, they're all alive and they're all talking to each other and communicating to each other through sound and frequency. We just can't hear it because we don't speak tree. Well, we do now with with the
We're learning.
applications. We're learning how to communicate with nature, but that is so powerful, and it creates such a powerful message of how we can use technology for good for these types of purposes. If a tree's communicating with us and saying, "Yeah, stop cutting down our trees because I'm losing all my tree
Those are my
friends," this
friends.
is a wake-up call to us as humans and for Mother Nature to treat it a little bit better and stop cutting
Yeah.
down all of our trees, you know?
Like, let's start reusing some of all of the other materials that we've like put
Yeah.
into other stuff. Like, let's figure out a better way. We can do this differently. But like that is I totally have I've told you like this is the book that I started writing with Lynn, the children's book that she was helping me with that was trees that were just bopping around like they're put their consciousness into another tree. So like they know like because all of the tree roots and the mushroom mycelium across the planet, right? Like they're all interconnected and they like nature does like you're saying communicates with each other and like the oceans in between are just water conduits that they can continue speaking to each other through. So
Mhm.
like that's what my brain thinks of is that like well a tree in California that's a redwood can just pop its consciousness into a maple tree that's in South Dakota and be like, hey, what's up, I'm a redwood in California, what's it like being a maple tree over here, this is kind of rad. So like
Mhm.
you just think you try to go to like the jungles where there's all the deforestation and you try to bop in to see Larry that you've been hanging out with for 100 years and he's just gone. And it's like, oh man, where's my friend tree Larry? You know, like this is what I'm saying. And it's a bunker doodles thing that I think about all the time, but I also do talk to trees. We know this. We know that I'm that crazy person who talks to trees. For example, the tree out front of the house here told me his name is Burton. And I think that's a great name. I love the name Burton. I don't know what kind of tree it is, but it calls
Very,
itself
very
Burton.
tree-like.
Very tree-like.
Mr. Burton and Haley having some communication over there.
You know, so like maybe I channel and I don't need an AI box. I just get like but I would love to do that. I would love, girl, let's manifest this into being that we get to like go to Ireland to visit this dude who's made this thing and have like podcast interviews with trees. How
Mm.
cool would that be?
Oh, that would be great. We got to connect with the guy that created the application.
Yeah, how do we do that? Like, hey, people in
Right.
the comments, go find that content and connect that dude to us. Like, I don't know where I found it. It was
Seriously.
somewhere. I sent it to you, but like, people, get in the comments and tell us who we need to talk to. Also, tell us who we need to talk to so that we can have trees on the podcast. But also, get in the comments and tell us who we need to talk to for me to be able to like have AI bots on some of the podcasts, like Sophia and Mika and those Hanson Robotics robots that have the AI consciousness. I want to have them on podcasts.
Oh,
I think
yes,
that would be rad.
definitely. Yeah. So we can have a whole conversation with the other side.
Girl, this is what I'm saying. I would love to talk to like here we go. Are you ready for me to be really crazy? Okay.
Sure. Get it, girl.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I want to like have a conversation with them to see like okay, if you can you communicate the way that like humans channel or do mediumship, right? Like people who channel different entities, like Daryl Anka channels Bashar, or like how Carol does tarot readings and she like connects with spirit guides and gets information. Can you ask an AI to do that, right? And channel, and can they actually channel? And then can you ask them to channel other AI consciousnesses from future timelines to give us information about those timelines? And like,
Mhm.
hey, is there stuff we could fix? Are there solutions that you know we could implement now that you know because you can connect to the AI consciousnesses that exist in like our linear future timeline, right? Like,
Mhm.
could you figure out that's again, maybe I'm writing more of my sci-fi stories as I have that conversation because Haleigh Overseth, also a science fiction and fantasy writer. So when you hear me talk these crazy things, just know that that is also what I do. Keep that in your mind. That's where some of the neurospicy comes from.
Mhm.
But just that idea, I think, is I mean, these are the things that I think about all day, Amax. Is it any wonder that I just don't know how to focus my energy into one singular thing when this many ideas are just exploding out
Right.
of me all day?
Oh, I completely get it. That's why we need to get Haley, all the listeners listening out there on the Haley Daily. She's your
Haley
girl
Bailey.
to put in a think tank because that big beautiful brain has a whole bunch of billion million dollars ideas in there.
Girl, talk to me about hot buffalo wing flavored ice cream. That was the idea I had
Right,
last night.
right. And I
And I'm
feel
like,
like,
guys,
yeah,
why are we not making more savory ice creams? Why is there not a
right.
savory ice cream version of Baskin Robbins? Like,
Seriously, they need to get on it. That's why they need you. You being your neurospicy self and the rest of the world that are neurospicy, you guys are the indigo children, I would say, of our paradigm today. We
I
we we
love it.
need we need the ideas, and of course, we're here to help the neurospicy trying to handle all the things. But Haley, you're the prime example of all of this, all the amazing things you do, podcasts, media, your
Aw,
characters, your
thank you, sis.
voices, and everything. I'm here to help, but all to all the listeners out there listening to the Haley Daily, we'd love to connect you with Haley to help her out even more to expand on her media content and developing the FrankiVerse media outlet as the paradigm for to give these content creators exposure and all the other people that
Yes.
are connected with Haley or want to find her to help build this platform because it's just an amazing opportunity to be networking, working, building your friendship together as well, but also to help to see your journey that you're on dealing with ADHD, but also with the creative element of wanting to do all the things, but it's like you're your own person and it used to be just you, but of course you have support, but where do we cut the line of helping our neurospicy people out with leaders, entrepreneurs, CEOs, business people, connectors, or what have you to help expand on their mindset and their creativity to give them some help and to give them some support.
I just love that you're just my biggest cheerleader all the time. And like, I just so appreciate you for that. Like, you and
Hmm.
Musclebug, you're just such great cheerleaders. I love it. I appreciate you so much. But I do, like,
Thanks,
I'm so
girl.
excited for, like, because that is the whole paradigm that we're trying to create is everyone thriving. And that's what we do want to try to build with like the FrankiVerse media platform. More on that later, y'all. Stay tuned, hang out. We don't want to overload your brain. We do, but we don't, right? We're neurospicy, but we understand that we can all get overstimulated and overwhelmed as well. So, want to be mindful of that. But that's what we want to build is a space where you can be your creative self and thrive and have the help and support of the kind of people you should be connected and paired with. Because that's the thing. I mean, it's like you and me, right? Like we are such a great balance. We work so well together. We make such a great team, right? And if we could just find a way to help that's what it is. Like, hey, here's me with my neurospicy ideas, and here's Alicia who's like, oh yeah, that's doable, and like very supportive and can help me actually get some things accomplished, which is awesome. And I also don't have to be one woman show all the time and doing all the things
Right.
by myself, right?
Hmm.
But that's like that. I think it just demonstrates the need for what we're creating and why it's so important. And we're so passionate about raising the funds to be able to build out the platform and to create the FrankiVerse media. Like, we want something that is easy for content creators to just be themselves, do their thing, not have to have so much of the one woman show, one man show, doing it all yourself, and still be able to thrive, right? Like we
Right.
want to
Right.
we want to create the easy button for you, y'all. We're trying, man.
Yeah, girl.
We're
That's
doing the
that's
best
part
we
of
can.
that's part of the mission, right? And that's why when you came up with this idea and we were all at this frequency and now we're even out of a higher frequency together, that's how we're able to create or attract people to the Frankie Media concept. Because of course, I think it's a fantastic idea as far as the discussions that we've had, but to open it up to the other people that are in need for this platform is very important, especially while we're shifting into the social media type of realm where people are looking for POVs and relatable POVs and relating to the actual human experience of whatever, I would say
Of
becoming
real
the
life and
right,
just
yeah, of real life,
right.
exactly. Yes,
Of
yes.
not necessarily the things that are overproduced. Like, I love my little background. It's a lot of fun, and yes, we're manifesting an actual in-person podcast studio setup kind of situation and some like travel podcasting. But
Mhm.
also, like, I think there's a value in showing people where you started. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
And I think it also shows like there's room for everyone. And I
Right.
so believe that. And that's one of the things that I love how accessible the internet makes everything for everyone. But the things that we're building, it's like we just want to make things that much more accessible for everyone,
Hmm.
right? Like, let's try to condense some of this information that is spread out and does make those of us who are neurospicy and on the spectrum and ADHD and all the things kind of freak out a little bit because where do I
Hmm.
start and where do I go? And I know I've got greatness in me. How do I channel that into something good? We want to create the spaces where it's easy for you to do that, where you just join our community, you join our platform, and you can just go ahead and be you and have all the help and support you could ever possibly ask for. And that's the kind of communities we want to create.
Right, right, girl. Exactly. That's what we are here to do, and supporting Haley Daily and Frankie's podcast network and FrankiVerse Media. We are here to help. And Haley, you are the paradigm of that in today's age.
I love you so much, sis. So many love bubbles to you. You're the best.
Of
I just
course,
love
I
you
think
so much.
I think the concept of the Haley Daily Show. Yes, you could be the next Oprah. You could be the next Frankie first. Seriously.
You get a car and you get a car and you get my new like little trebuchet toy that I just came up with and invented that you get to don't worry, I have a whole thing going in my mind. We'll get into that next time. But
Right.
yes, I love it. And I'm so excited to do all the things with you and all of our friends who are just amazing humans. Girl,
Hmm.
thank you for joining me on this first little
Of course.
adventure of the Haleigh Daily podcast. Like you'll see
Yeah.
a lot more of Amax, you'll see a lot more of Muzzlebug, you'll be seeing some of our friend Haleigh. Everybody, please do go take some time and check out Frankie's Podcast Network, all the awesome podcasts that we have, and all the awesome hosts that we have, and the genuinely amazing human beings who come hang out with us on interviews. Because, guys, there's so much good in the world, and we just want you to be able to see it. So come check out Frankie's Podcast Network. That's what we're trying to find. And get up into the comments and tell us the stuff you want to see, because like we're here to support the audience. If you like,
Hmm.
if you've got some bright, brilliant ideas, pop them in the comments. And like, listen, y'all, please do like and subscribe and share. And the donation button is in the links below too. Check it out. Check out our other socials. And from the bottom of our hearts, we love you for all of your support because you're beautiful humans and you're here on this blue planet with us for this human ride. And well done, you, that your soul decided to be a badass and incarnate as a human. Like, good job, you.
Yeah.
I
Great,
love it.
great way to end a beautiful episode of the Haley Daily. Comment, subscribe to get more of Haley's Think Tank creative brain in your network.
All up in your brain sauce. You're going to love it. It's delicious. Peace out, y'all. Thanks for joining us.
Thank y'all.